Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody that is going through a pretty difficult time right now. Not really sure who to turn to, and realizing that their inability to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated means that they don't have the ability to just call you up and say, hey, what would you do in this situation? Or, hey, can I come over and hang out for a little bit? This is a person who wishes that whatever their bad day or difficult problem that they're facing is, they wish that they could talk to you about it. In some instances, this is someone who wishes that they could talk to you about how they treated you, but they feel like you're maybe just not open to that conversation at this time. So let's call on spirit with a little bit of wind chime time, or a lot. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. All right, we're going to dive in. I've got some new tarot decks. Thank you to Dracula. We've got, which one should we start with? I think we're going to go with the Thoth Tarot. Just keep in mind that as I get accustomed to new tarot decks, sometimes I have to be a little bit cautious as far as the artwork that I show. Make sure that I don't make YouTube clutch their pearls. All right, what else do we have about this person who has been going through an emotional storm? We have, wow, the 10 of Wands. No, 10 of Swords. And this is an interesting tarot deck because it actually has like a word at the bottom to help you zero in on that energy, and it says ruin. There's something that has fallen apart, and this individual feels responsible or feels like what could have been amazing is now instead just kind of in shambles. So we have this glimpse that someone had of things that could have been, or a love that could have lasted a long time, or a friendship that was really valuable. This is someone who's acknowledging they were blessed to cross your path, but the 10 of Swords is either how they feel about your situation or how they feel about their life right now. So we've got swiftness in the reverse, the 8 of Wands. I feel like this is also about the communication that is not happening between the two of you, and also reference to someone feeling a bit stagnant, like things aren't really moving forward, or they didn't really realize how important it was. That energy that you brought, maybe it was motivating, maybe it was very supportive. They don't have it anymore. Hello, Scott. How are you doing? We have the Princess of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords. And this is often about communication, right? So we're talking about someone who feels like not being able to talk to you is difficult, but also there's something that they feel like you would be the right person to talk to. You would know what to do in this situation. We have the Knight of Discs, which would be the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm at a standstill. I haven't been able to make progress in my life. I feel like things have kind of crumbled, and in part it's because I don't have that loving, compassionate partner energy or friendship or romantic relationship that was helping me to heal some of the things from my past. And I think you've basically underscored for this individual, these are the things that are standing in your way of being able to be loved or love in a genuine and vulnerable way. Whether it's platonic love or romantic love, this is someone who is just kind of like, I don't know if I want you to know me, Only if you give your life to spelling things correctly. Hey, thank you, Down the Rabbit Hole. How are you doing today? What else do we have, please? We have the Priestess and the 3 of Swords, which clarifies on it sorrow. So I'm starting to learn the lessons associated with the things that did not go well in our connection. I'm starting to acknowledge the abundance that showed up when I connected with you, and how when I felt the loss of you, there was also this impact to the things that I thought were going well. They might have felt like you just made it easier for them to operate at their highest capacity, right? Thank you, Morgan. I appreciate that. Hey, Stuart. Don't, disagree. You can do whatever you want as far as your beliefs. I just ask that you make sure that you're being respectful and tolerant in the live chat. So we've got futility, number 7 of the swords. It's an interesting word for the 7 of swords, which is a very deceptive card. And it's clarifying that ruin. I lied to myself about what this was or what my obligations were, or I lied to myself about what my role or my accountability was in this argument, because I didn't want to accept the responsibility for changing behavior. I just wanted to be able to, I wanted to like be around your positive energy, but they didn't really do much to make sure that they were being respectful or like returning any of that energy. So we have the Prince of Cups, which would be like the Knight of Cups. This is a card that can talk about making like a love offer, for example. But I feel like this is specifically your energy. Maybe you are a little bit dreamy. Maybe you have a tendency to help people identify their goals, even if they might be considered a little bit lofty. Maybe you set an example by focusing on the things that would make you happy. But we have the Chariot, and they felt some sort of like forward movement. Things are getting better. This is what I want. And then the universe is in the reverse. This would be the World, by the way. I thought I had everything, and then I lost it. I thought everything that I was working towards was like within my grasp, and then, oops, where'd it go? Oh no. Hello, Grindhard, how are you doing? Hello, Lemonade, what's up? Hello, KO, how are you doing? Oh, I'm so excited to hear that. I hope it continues to go well for you, Grindhard. Good morning, Shauna. Or is it Shona? You let me know. But I hope Australia is treating you all right. So we've got the 9 of Wands in the reverse. It says Strength at the bottom. So interesting. This is clarifying that Knight of Discs, which was the Knight of Pentacles, by the way. And this is something that I feel like we have taken a very long time to understand. What are we calling this person? The emotional storm individual who feels now like they may have squandered an opportunity to be around you and the energy that you bring or the inspiration that you bring. We have the Moon and some Egyptian inspiration there. So they realize that by pushing you away or not approaching the connection with you in a respectful or loving way, they have ended up losing that magic, secretive, insightful, high priestess type energy. They may have kind of assumed that they were the magical source for what was going right in their life. Or they may have underestimated how much you brought to the table that enabled them to be that star energy. So not having you there, it is a stark contrast to how things were before. And it's got them wondering, what was it that makes this person like that? So different or magical. Wow. So we have the 7 of Cups, and it says debauch, like debauchery. And the Nine of Cups, which says happiness. I realize now that I mistook what our connection was. I thought it was just kind of some lighthearted fun, or I didn't think it was really that important, or I didn't want it to be that important. I thought, you know, hey, it's fun to go out with you, or hey, you know, you're super attractive. But now they're looking at it and realizing, uh-oh, there's more to that connection. There's something that I really miss about that person. And it's like their personality and their way of maybe giving advice or being able to listen when you need somebody to listen, right? This is the Wild Reflections Tarot. Hello, Roy. How are you doing? Thank you for adding that lemonade. I appreciate it. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? Roy, I do personal questions after the general reading with priority to those who tip or donate. You can also donate memberships to others. Otherwise, as Lemonade or Aidster mentioned, you can email for a long, like, private reading. We've got Nine of Cups and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Tower in the reverse and the Magician in the reverse with the Two of Wands. Okay, so Magician in the reverse makes a lot of sense because I feel like this is someone who is trying to get a situation to work out to their benefit, but they did so in either a deceptive or selfish way. So if this is a romantic connection, this could be someone who told you that they were being exclusive or they weren't seeing anybody else, but you found out that wasn't true. If this was, you know, the beginning stages of a connection, you may have found out that they were lying to you about a pretty, like, main element of their life. There's something here where it's like, yeah, whatever I thought you were was just kind of an illusion. And then I saw the real you, and that made me realize that, you know, this wasn't a very honest, trustworthy individual. And whether it's platonic or romantic, if you can't trust that person, then what can you really expect from that situation, right? Okay, we can be acquaintances. Like, we're not gonna be in the inner circle, you know? So, Two of Wands. This person may be making plans to see you or find some way to have a conversation. We have the Fool in the reverse. The Knight of Pentacles. I feel like they're planning a way to see you. Six of Swords in the reverse. This is someone who feels if they take the normal approach, if they, you know, maybe call or text first, that they might not get an actual, like, audience with you, right? But if I run into you, or maybe, you know, if I, like, stop by with your favorite food or dessert or something, then maybe you'll give me, you know, a couple minutes of your time. Maybe then I can convince you. Okay. I don't know. I'm not getting a lot of, like, honest, like, loving energy. It seems more so like I have this reason that I can use to try to talk to you, so I'm going to use it to try to talk to you, but I don't see a lot of, like, honesty. Just kind of feels to me like this is, I miss you and I know I need to, like, get that energy back into my life. Hello, Lycan, how are you doing? Hello, John, how's your day? We've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. I think for many of you, you look at this situation as something that probably needs to, at the very least, stay no contact for a while longer. And for others of you, you may look at this as, I just don't know if I could be friends or date that person again. It just seems like, you know, too much was not working out. You've put in a lot of energy. You've tried to be good to this person, be reliable for them. And when they come back around, I think they're going to talk about the kind of energy you brought to the connection and how they feel guilty for not, you know, doing the same. Hello, Giuseppe. How are you doing? Matt, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can reach out. But I'm not here trying to, like, you know, chat everybody up. We've got the Four of Swords in the reverse. Someone who has not healed the issues that caused the problems in the first place. We've got the Eight of Swords in the reverse and the World. I feel this is someone who's traveling. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you to answer the phone. I don't know if you would respond to my text message. I feel like I have to make some grand gesture to show you that, like, I understand now that you made my life better, or you made things, you know, seem easier or more alive. They're going to try, but I don't know. It's like they appreciate the value that you bring, but they aren't necessarily willing to change how they approach the situation with you. I still feel like there's things that are unhealed or unaddressed that could lead to a repeat of an argument. Hello, Luke. How are you doing? Hello, Key Controller. You say your name's Josie? All right. I will try to remember that. I have like a little spreadsheet in my mind, but it's getting a little full. We've got the Fool. The Five of Swords in the reverse. And the Six of Wands in the reverse. So I have to make an attempt to reconcile with you. I want to make amends. But if I were to just, like, you know, try to approach you the way that I did before, or if I didn't make it super obvious when I talk to you that I have changed or that this is really important to me, then you might, like, totally ignore me. They feel like they have to go big or go home. So, I don't know, maybe they're making, like, maybe they're buying a billboard. Hey, I miss you. Picking the one, like, on your way home from work, you know? We've got the Nine of Wands. It's like somebody's looking around the corner like, okay, what do I do? How can I make sure that I don't lose this person? Looking for ideas, trying to come up with what to say, trying to make sure that it's something that would make it very difficult for you to walk away or not at least talk to them. It's like, hey, I brought you your favorite cake. The Nine of Wands is joined by the Five of Wands and the Sun. Hey, I know that you're still mad at me. I know that you probably don't want to see me, or you probably don't want to talk to me, but I feel like I need to at least let you know that I see things differently, or I understand now why you were talking about this or that, and I didn't see that it was important to you the way that I should have if I was actually a good friend to you, or if I actually cared about you. So I think they're going to call out right at the beginning, like, this is the thing that I did not do, and I should have done that, right? Hello, Robert. How are you doing? Hello, Scammy. What's up? Hello, Humble. How's your day? So now we have the Devil and the Tower in the reverse. We had the Tower in the reverse earlier from this last tarot deck. I do think that we have someone who feels like they can get what they want without having to make the changes, if they can just talk about what the change in perspective is. But I don't know that there's like actual healing happening here. It kind of just feels like if I tell you that if I restate the problem, if I repeat what you told me was the problem and, you know, say a few things about it, then will you believe me that that's something that I'm working on? Will you know, help me out in this difficult time because, you know, I said a few words? They want you to make their life better, but they don't want to acknowledge that the way that they make their life better is by actually addressing the things that they've been avoiding, the healing and like looking within. Like, what do I do to make things a little bit more difficult on myself? They would rather look out and be like, who's causing the problems? Probably them. Who can like help me and make this easier? They can over there. So it's a problem of wanting to not just understand what the issue is and what do I need to work on, but also like doing the work, you know? If you make a list of projects around your house that you need to get done over the next year, and then you get like real proud of yourself that you actually have a list to work from, and then you do none of the work, what good is the list? Did you even need a list? You didn't do any of the work. It's like this person is sitting here like, look at, I know all the things I need to work on. I know what I did wrong. I know I probably shouldn't have said this thing to you. Ta-da! I know what I did wrong. And you're going to be like, and? Is there more to that story? Did you find $10 after that? Like, is it going to be different? Because, like, I could tell you for years, I had a problem of driving around without wearing my seatbelt, and that was a bad idea. Like, I was a little young, a little stupid, right? It doesn't matter if you recognize that it's a dumb idea to drive around without your seatbelt, unless then going forward, you're like, hey, you know what I should do so that I'm not being dumb? I should probably put my seatbelt on, right? I'm not calling any of you dumb if you don't feel like using your seatbelt. I would strongly encourage you to do things that keep you safe in vehicles that can, you know, be dangerous, or situations that can be dangerous. But like, this is specifically saying this person is identifying the problem, and they're like, I'm going to tell you I know what the problem is. And then it's like crickets. And you're like, okay, well, but did you like fix that problem? Or like, did you address that? That's funny. Hello, Darknet. How are you doing? I don't know what that is. Did I already say hello to Luke? I think I did. Oh, bank accounts? No. So we've got 10 of Cups in the reverse and the 4 of Swords in the reverse. How many times do I have to tell you this person has not healed the things that they need to heal? It's just like slapping a sticker on it and being like, hey, it's toxic. And then like leaving it in your refrigerator, and you're like, but I thought you said that was a problem? Are you gonna deal with the problem? Are you, no? Oh, you're gonna just, hey, I identified the problem, that's enough. I don't think this is gonna be enough for you to be like, okay, let's be friends. Okay, let's hang out again. Okay, I'm so glad you know that you were in the wrong. I think it's gonna be more like, is that it? That's all you got? It's just, you're just in the discovery part? Because look, I used to be in sales. So if you're telling me that you just, you know, discovered and realized something and you feel real proud, I'd be like, that's like 15% of the process. Like, you got so much more work to do. Magician in the reverse again. Judgment in the reverse, and the 8 of Wands in the reverse. Again. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to rush in. I'm going to have this conversation, and my motivation is my life isn't going so great, and you made my life more magical, or you made me feel like I could deal with the problems in my life, or maybe you fixed them for me. Hey, come on back. Let's like be friends and stuff so that my life is better. Your magic is going to make things better, right? Maybe even just like the advice that you give is amazing. But I don't know that you are supposed to be around this person. It just might not be meant to be. Hello, Florentina, sorry. Hello, Rebecca. How are you doing? I do personal questions at about 30 or 35 minutes in after the general reading, with priority to those who tip or donate. Hello, Bradley. Thank you. What's up, Diesel? How's your day going? Welcome back, Reinhard. So we've got offer on the table and synchronicities. Signs 1111, 222, and 333. I think that there is someone who has rushed into either a new relationship or someone who is worried that you are interested in someone new. Someone who feels like things all around them have gotten a little bit more challenging. Someone who feels like they haven't gotten what they wanted. Again, they're gonna call out. Like, I know it's because I was toxic. I know I was the problem, but like, what do you mean I have to like change stuff? I said I was the problem. Isn't that like what I needed to do? I mean, if they apologize without the changed behavior, then I don't think that you would be very happy to still have them in your sphere. So I think some of you just call this person out and you're like, hey, look, I'm proud of you. Like, good work, man. You know what the issue is. You know what you need to work on. The thing that I'm trying to understand is this something that you still need some time to work on? Because it doesn't feel to me like we're at that point where you're ready to just like dive right in or go for a second chapter. I feel like you tell this person, it seems like you need to go work on some stuff a little bit more, you know? Seems like the half-cooked burrito needs to go back in the microwave. I don't know. They didn't take the action. And I feel like when you tell them that they didn't actually do all of the work that they needed to, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? I don't want to do more. I did stuff. Look at me. I admitted that I was wrong. Do you know how hard that is for me? Hello, Tyler. How are you doing? Burrito. Hello. What's up, Thomas? So we've got cleanse, salt, sage, soak, detox, and revive. You can feel that because you're not dedicating all your time trying to make sure that this friendship or this relationship is going well, that things are improving for you. Your focus is better. Maybe you're making more money at work. Maybe you're just getting better sleep. Maybe you're even getting signs because we had that synchronicities card come out in your dreams or through music. And it's your ancestors saying, good for you. You don't need that person. They're just siphoning off your magic. So I feel like Erykah Badu made some great analogy about like fruit trees. Talking about like making sure that the people that are in your sphere, I think is what she referred to it as, are people that have good intentions. And, you know, if you're just picking up fruit off the ground, it's probably a little spoiled, right? Got to be able to find the right fruit in the tree. So this looks to me like we've got somebody who's meeting someone new or finding that soul tribe that you've been wanting. People who want to celebrate and support you through this like abundant time in your life. Instead of being jealous of you, they like lift you up, right? Instead of, you know, wanting to take things from you, they want to talk about how you deserve it. So we've got affection and caring energy, real friends, people you can trust, and probably even a love interest. So this could be why we have somebody who's getting a little bit frustrated. You've got new people around you. You've got new people who want to be a part of your life, and they seem to have like more mature intentions. And if this is a romantic connection, someone who's looking at this as, you know what, I'm not going to like dilly-dally. I want to make sure that if this is the connection for me, or if you are, you know, like my soulmate, that I'm doing what I need to do to be able to like actually be with you and not fumble that. All right. And let's see what else we have. This is the Crow Tarot. Hello, One Bit. Please avoid being judgy in the live chat or we will time you out. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Hello, Zach. Hello, Jesse. How we doing? So we have the King of Pentacles. Whoop. The Knight of Wands in the reverse. And the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I think you're fine with things staying where they were, you know? Maybe you moved away from that social group for a reason. Maybe you felt like there was some maturity that was a requirement when before it might have been optional. Now it's like, sorry, that's not what I want to spend my time doing, or I don't want to explain why that behavior is not something I want to tolerate. I feel like I've already explained that, you know? You're just kind of drawing a boundary or not playing the games. Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the reverse. Because this person was not a good friend or was not loyal to you. They are going to apologize, like I said, but I feel like you are okay with like just forgiving and walking away. Not necessarily forgiving and forgetting. It's more like forgetting to like let go of this situation, but still moving forward and not necessarily with this person in your circle. Knight of Cups in the reverse to me is saying like, yeah, I appreciate the sentiment and thank you for the apology. I forgive you, but I'm not sure that there is more for this friendship or this relationship to explore. I feel like that is probably the end of the road. You got that, boys to men? All right, cool. You know, like, I just don't think I'm gonna invest more in something like that. Hello, Windsor. How are you doing? Welcome. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like things are becoming much easier for you with regards to your financial security, much easier for you with regards to having the type of people around you that you want in your inner circle. And for many of you, a love interest that is more so in tune with what you're looking for and also who they are, right? They're going to be a little bit more authentic. Yeah, if you can't trust somebody, there's not a lot you can do with that. So we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse, the Hanged Man, Star in the reverse, and Strength. Look, like I feel forgiveness is super important. I feel like reconciliation is something that should happen now and then, but not in every situation. And when you have someone coming through as the Star in the reverse and Strength in the reverse, they have the Four of Swords in the reverse. They've pretty consistently shown that they're willing to talk about what was wrong, but not take action to correct what was wrong. So they're coming through as someone who's only like pretending to do the work, only pretending to address the problem that has caused you all to stop talking. So there's really nothing to talk about. Like, okay, well, thank you for the apology. Great. Three of Cups and the Five of Swords in the reverse. And they're going to be like, but aren't we like friends again? Aren't we going to get back together? Like if you accept my apology, that's what that means, right? Right? I accept your apology. I forgive you. I'm glad to know that things seem to be a bit clearer for you, and I appreciate, you know, your communication. I don't think you're interested in more connection with this person, though. It's like, I got plans. There's other people that I'm hanging out with. You know, I'm busy. This is still going to be the end of the road. This is still going to be the last chapter of what happened between the two of us. I don't see that changing just because you said some words, you know? Hello, OGA. How are you doing? Or Alex? Ooh, please don't do that. We do not need last four. We do not need birth dates. Hello, Michael. How are you doing? LOL, Keith. So we've got the World, the Two of Cups in the reverse, and the Hierophant. I feel like you're about to get into a new living situation or find a new social community, and it makes you feel like finally you've got some folks that you can trust. You may be moving, you may be changing your job, but the scenery is definitely changing, and that enables you to encounter new people who are willing to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. Like I said, celebrating or supporting you when things are going well instead of being kind of jealous. So we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. The last word I said was jealous. That's the jealousy card. So I think this is someone who's not willing to do the healing, realizing they're missing out on this friendship or this relationship with you because they did not do the work and they haven't done the work. You're not going to sit around and wait for them. You know, their words aren't enough. All right, this is another Mood Tarot. This is the Witch's Tarot. I have to be cautious with this one because there's some there's some lack of clothing that I'm pretty sure you two would not like. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing? Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Yeah. This is such an interesting interpretation of the Six of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles is you. It doesn't matter what your gender is. This is saying you offer loyalty. You offer companionship for like genuine reasons. I want to get to know you. I want to be a good friend to you. I want to be there when you have difficult times. But you're looking at this as, yeah, sure. I'll forgive you, but there's going to be a line in between us. It's not like we're going to go out and hang out. I'm not going to dinner with you. You stay over there and I'll be over here. What else? Hello, Rex. How are you doing? Thank you, Raya. I like it too. We have the Princess of Pentacles and the Two of Swords in the reverse. I've decided to invest elsewhere. I don't want to go backwards, or I don't want to, you know, go back to being confused about what it is that you want or how you're going to act. It's not so much that you need to have people that are going to be predictable in your life, but it would be really nice to not have to deal with people who are reckless. Judgment. Look, you guys, they spelled it right. There's only one E in Judgment, just so you know. That's a beautiful card. Judgment and Death. I made the right call when, you know, things ended. I appreciate having the conversation. I think it's important that there was, you know, some takeaways for both of us, or so that, you know, we can both learn from this. I don't think that there's enough to justify us continuing to hang out or for this friendship to continue. You know, you don't have to give like a 60-minute dissertation on why this is, you know, over. But you also don't have to be hanging out with this person who's not very genuine. It's like, here's some words for you. Do you like them? And you're like, no, how about some actions? You know, like, instead of just promises. How about that? We have the Horned One in the reverse, which is the Devil. We have the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords. So you're like, no. Oh, I have to be careful with that one. We got some booty on that. You guys are missing out. We got somebody who's done. I'm not going to be codependent. I'm not going to stay connected to somebody who treats me that way and feels that it's okay. If I allow this to continue, or if I, you know, go back to being your friend or your significant other and you haven't changed your behavior, then that means that now I've taken a step back from what I've been working towards. So if I've healed from those things that made me accept that behavior from you in the first place, then it seems kind of like a silly idea for me to undo all of that work just because you're unwilling to do the work you need to. Oh, I'm so glad. I hope that that means that you don't have to worry about any issues from that. And let me know if you wanted me to ask anything about that. What else do we have? We have the Three of Wands. Actions. It's even like the Three of Wands look like the letter A. We need some actions here. And the Six of Wands. I think we've got someone who's real focused on making sure that they move forward in a way that makes sense, that they do what they need to do. I feel like this is your energy, the Queen of Pentacles, the person who's like, yeah, hey, thanks, but like, no thanks, you know? Appreciate the apology. You've got important things to be getting to, and this person's not invited. You're now coming through as the Emperor King of Wands, which could mean you have some Aries featured heavily in your chart. But for many of you, this is just like, hey, no, like now that I'm not dealing with that toxic energy, that person who I couldn't trust, now I'm able to actually like move forward on things that I need to, you know, improve my job situation or address that project in my house or get my car fixed or, you know, mow the lawn, do the laundry. You're like, I got time to be like dangerous now. I'm getting stuff done because I don't have to be over here explaining to you how to treat me like a human, like a person you respect. Oh my, that is, can you see that? That is a lot of nudity. Okay. So we've got strength, but no clothing apparently. Let's see. Can I, yeah, we'll do it like so. So she's there. Just pretend you can see her. And we've got the Seven of Wands, right? Seven of Wands? Yeah. Okay. So it's the right time for you to be moving forward. You've got this like empowerment that's happening for you because you're making the right decisions. It's bringing those things to you that you want. Abundance, happiness, connection, friends you can trust, a better job, whatever it is, you're more powerful when you don't let these people come back around into your life. Hey. Oh, you want to be friends again? Sorry, my tarot reader said that I'd be richer if I didn't talk to you, so okay, bye. Don't actually do that. You have energy that is like currency, and when you spend that currency on people who are not doing right by you or who are unwilling to adjust their behavior when you talk about things that cause problems, you can take that currency back and go spend it elsewhere. On yourself, on new ventures, on meeting new people, people who actually care about you, people who want to see you do well. So that's the way it should be, right? Hello, Jamaica, how you doing? Hello, Becky. How's your day? Sounds good. All right, so here's what I'm going to do, y'all, and then I'm going to sign off. I've got my Magic 8 Ball cards. So for all of you out there, think of 4 questions with a yes or no answer. You can pause the video if you need to think about that because I'm going to pull 4 cards that have a yes or no answer on it. But, you know, if I do that before you get your questions ready, then it kind of doesn't work that way. All right, so yes or no questions. For question number 1, what do we have for the collective? By all means. What about question? You haven't paused yet? Just kidding. What about question number 2? Yes. And what about question number 3? We've got signs point to yes. And what about question number 4, please? It could be. So it feels like it isn't yet, but it might be. All right, y'all. I hope that helped. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing or hyping the video if you're able to. And thank you to the members and thank you to the moderators. And I will see you in the next reading.